Picture this, brother. You're in the heat of battle, thinking you've got her locked down. You've laid down the law, constant check-ins, demands for her time, overt commands to prove your dominance. You feel like the king, the conqueror holding the reins. But then the shift hits. She starts pulling away, her eyes glazing over with quiet resentment. That warm submission you craved turns to ice-cold distance. You push harder, gripping tighter, only to watch her slip through your fingers like sand. What you thought was control was the very poison destroying your value. Every man falls for this illusion at least once. The betrayal of believing force wins the war, when in reality, it's subtle influence that claims the throne. This is Machiavelli's playbook decoded. Influence, not control, makes any woman want you. And what I'm about to reveal will shatter your old strategies forever. Deep in her DNA, brother, every woman is hardwired for a biological imperative that echoes through millennia. Evolution programmed her to seek mates who master the art of influence, the cunning fox who navigates the social jungle, not the brute lion who charges blindly. Machiavelli's principles aren't just Renaissance cunning, they're modern mirrors of primal survival. Women are biologically drawn to men who subtly shape alliances because it signals genetic fitness. A provider who can protect the tribe without reckless destruction. Think of Hypergamy's unyielding drive. Her instincts push her toward higher value, but overt control screams weakness, triggering her flight response. All women operate on this evolutionary code. Ignore it, and you're evolutionary debris in the mating market. My friend, this isn't personal. It's the hardwired truth of human nature waiting for you to awaken.
Now, let's dissect the emotional mechanism, my brother, like a surgeon exposing the brain's hidden wiring. Influence hacks her urology through variable reinforcement, those intermittent rewards that flood her system with dopamine, creating an addiction loop stronger than any drug. You plant suggestions subtly, feigning vulnerability to lower her defenses, and her limbic system lights up, bonding her to you as if it were her own idea. Control, on the other hand, spikes cortisol, activating her fight-or-flight circuits and eroding trust. Machiavelli knew this dark psychology. Use cognitive biases like confirmation bias to make her discover her desire for you, reprogramming her brain chemistry toward dependency. Every subtle pull-pull, a hint of scarcity here, a calculated compliment there, rewires her neural pathways, turning fleeting attraction into obsessive want. This is the mechanism at play, brother. Not brute force, but the invisible strings of her mind. Watch for these warning signs, my friend, before the battle turns against you. First, the pull-away during overt demands. You text incessantly for updates, and she responds with one-word answers, her energy draining like a leaking vessel. Second, heightened tests under control. She provokes arguments to probe your cracks, but under influence, she softens, volunteering her time without prompt. Third, the wandering eye. In a controlled dynamic, she glances at other men, seeking escape. With subtle guidance, she fixates on you, mirroring your moves. Take this case study. A brother I know, let's call him Alex, micromanaged his girlfriend's schedule. She ghosted after weeks of resentment. Contrast with Jake, who used scarcity influence. He vanished strategically, and she pursued him relentlessly, her dopamine craving his return. Or Mike, who demanded loyalty outright. She cheated, but when he shifted to planting ideas of mutual benefit, she became devoted. These are the observable beacons, brother. Ignore them and seal your own destruction.
But here's the revelatory twist, brother. This betrayal isn't just biology. It's amplified by a social conspiracy designed to disarm you. Modern society, poisoned by feminism's equality myth and Hollywood's simp glorification, pushes men toward overt control while condemning cunning influence as toxic. Culture programs you to bare your soul too soon, turning vulnerability into a market crash of your value. Social media feeds the illusion, showcasing perfect couples where men grovel, hiding the dark truth that women crave subtle masters. Feminism whispers rebellion against dominance, yet her instincts hunger for the influencer who sidesteps the traps. All men are victims of this rigged system, my friend. A cultural war waged to keep you weak, confused, and alone in the relationship battlefield. What I'm telling you exposes the conspiracy. Break free or remain its pawn. Without awakening, brother, the collapse is inevitable. A total destruction of your emotional fortress. You cling to control, and resentment festers until she detonates. A sudden breakup, infidelity exposed, or a divorce that strips your finances and sanity bare. Picture the spiral. Sleepless nights questioning your worth, anger boiling into bitterness, your masculine identity shattered like glass under boot. Picture every man who's gripped too tight knows this void. The market value plummets, leaving you isolated, disrespected, and haunted by what-ifs. In one case, a brother named Tom demanded exclusivity early. She left for a smoother operator, plunging him into depression's abyss. Another, David, ignored the signs. His marriage imploded in court battles, costing him everything. This is the emotional Armageddon, my friend, urgent and unforgiving. It claims the unwary without mercy.
Now, swallow the bitter truth, brother, the harsh reality that stings like a blade. Every woman wants influence, not control, because it preserves her illusion of agency while satisfying her biological imperative for a strategic mate. All men who deny this become evolutionary casualties, nice guys programmed to lose in an amoral arena. Relationships are war zones of subtle manipulation. Machiavelli exposed it centuries ago, yet we bitter fools cling to fairness. The uncomfortable core, attraction is dark psychology at work. Her brain chemistry bends to the influencer, not the controller. Accept this pseudo-philosophical dagger. Without cunning, you're destined for disrespect, a shadow in the mating market. My brother, this truth liberates only if you embrace its darkness. But rise from the ashes, my friend. Here's the Stoic framework to awaken your influence. First, master detachment. Like Machiavelli's prince, cultivate an inner frame unmoved by her storms, using stoicism to rebuild your core. Second, deploy tactics philosophically. Practice push-pull. Offer glimpses of value, then withdraw, igniting her dopamine chase without malice. Third, test and refine. In interactions, plant seeds subtly, like suggesting adventures she chooses, watching her want grow. A final case. My brother Ethan, once crushed by control's failure, embraced this. He influenced his partner through scarcity and cunning, and she now pursues him with unyielding desire. This is masculine solidarity's gift, not conquest, but survival through wisdom. Awaken to influence, brother, and women will want you naturally, restoring